Alright, this is our glue chamber. We actually built this from scratch, and it was strictly so that we could contain the glue and keep it away from us. Now we built this right here so we can stick our arm through this portion of it and still contain the glue. So we have this door here to allow us to place all of our foam board and our paper in place so that we can glue it. And as you can see, we also, I don't know if you can see the fan up here, but this fan will allow us to vent all the glue out. Once we get it all sprayed, we want to pull all that glue out and dissipate it from in the room so we don't have to breathe it. This glue is alright to use if you're outside, but if you're inside, you want to ventilate you want to have a really well ventilated area, and that's what that fan's for. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to lay out all of our foam board. Now what we do with this is to keep the spray from pushing up our paper, we're going to overlap the foam board on the paper because we really want it all to work smooth together. Okay, it's time to put the video in hyperdrive once again. We want to get everything lined up and overlapping. Remember, we're trying to keep that spray from pushing up the paper and getting on the front side of the paper. It's very important. We want to get everything lined up just right. Now, once we get everything lined up just right, we've got to do one thing: put on our protective gear. So get our protective gear on, and this is just an old shirt, as you can see. Sometimes it's fun to get on. Also, we have to put on a little rubber glove. Now, the funny thing about rubber gloves, they can be kind of tough to get on. I think I should have got a bigger size right here, but I'll finally get it on here in just a minute. Get fastened up. The next thing we want to do is get a nice even spray on the boards. Get a nice even spray, and get it sprayed up, and we're about ready for the next step. Okay, now that we've got them all glued together, we're going to open our chamber up. We're going to pull them all out and connect them together. So we have the glue side and the glue side of the wood. The paper. We're going to put it over here. Now, to do this, we always use the side up. We get that position on there because gravity kind of pulls that boat down into the corner on both sides. Allows us to get everything lined up just exactly how we want it. Everything's lined up just right, just how we want it. Alright, now I'm just going to go through here and do each one of them. We'll put it in hyperdrive again so we can get this part of it done. We get these tops glued on. Now, in our next step, you'll see why it is so important that we get everything lined up just right in order to make our cut. Okay, now the fun part is where we got to actually cut out our boards with our Tippin press. This is a 7-ton press, and this machine is made in America. It's a solid American-made steel, and it presses 7 tons. But what we need also is a die. Now this is how we cut out each one of the expandable game boards to get exactly the shape we want. Now there's a razor blade that runs around this whole board, and this foam is what pushes the board out after it's been cut. What we do right here, we have these little pieces here that we use to guide us so we can get the board in the right spot. So we'll place our board right in here. Fits just right. Slide it straight in here. We always have both our hands away from the cutting area. We only have one person working around this at any one given time. Pop, let it go. Slide it out. And we have our game. Next one. right out. And there we have it. Alright, we're going to speed this one up and get these things finished cutting all these tops out so we can show you the next step. Okay, now that we have all of the tops cut out and we're ready for the bottoms. Now the bottoms we cut out so when we glue them together we can look like this so the games can join together and make it a POW game. And we cut the bottoms out, we do it the same way that we do the tops, except we don't have to be as accurate because we don't have the colored print on top of it. We just have a blank board. We just slide it in. We have our board and we're ready to go. Alright. To the next step is actually gluing the bottoms and the tops together. We're almost done. Now that we have the tops and the bottoms made, we're ready to glue them together. One of the problems we had is that after we glue them together, we don't want to get glue on any of the circles because that's where we actually connect the games together. So I'll show you how we covered that. Alright, time for hyperdrive. Now we want to get these things lined up just right. Putting them this close together helps keep the glue off the sides of the board as well. Now we took the caps from the glue cans and we made these little devices. Now we were putting the caps on individually, but we glued them on top of that board so that we could make it a lot easier for us to lay them in there. Of course we got to get geared up and ready to spray again, get our protective clothing on, put a nice even coat of spray on there, and we're ready for the next step. Now that we've got everything, all the glue on everything, we're ready to stick it together. Now we have to line these pieces up exactly, so we have also created a device to help us line everything up exactly. Now we can put this piece in here, it holds everything in place, and we can take the top and the bottom now, and once we join these together, just like they're married now, so they're now one. Okay, so they're now one, so we're going to set these. Okay, we'll get these 6 boards stuck together and we'll be ready for our final step of creating an expandable game board. Okay, so now we just got to glue our little dowels in. And I'm going to show you how we make our dowels in just a minute. Alright, we get the last couple of these in. And we now have a complete you and I expandable board game ready to go.